arms and you know that you wanna stay. Close the blinds, let's pretend that the time has changed. Keep our clothes on the floor, open up champagne. Let's continue tonight, come on, celebrate. That's how we do, sometimes you gotta stay. Let me know where I live. Let me know what we get. Sometimes you gotta stay. Welcome to my place. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go. Welcome to my place. Be what you do now.
Good morning. How is everybody doing? Welcome to November. We are all set for a brand new month ahead, a brand new day ahead, and I'm excited to see what's going to be coming up as always. Where is going to be that momentum today? Are we going to see that momentum today? Are we going to see that hype today? That or those are the magic questions. So I do want to see if we're going to be able to get any sort of big time rips, if we're going to be able to get any sort of runs, if we're able to get any sort of momentum today, because we do know it is Friday. We have a couple possible plays, right, that could go on a nice rip and run, but there is no guarantees about this, and especially on a Friday. What we do need to look out for, because it is November, is the shippers, right? Let's not forget about that. Could today be the first possible day of shipping stocks? Hey, we will see very shortly. So, what I think we should do right now is dive into our morning newsletter, go over everything, make sure that we're all set ready for this brand new day ahead, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. All right, so what do we have? Good morning. Happy Friday, team. Welcome back to Dekmar Trades. The month of October is a thing in the past, as we are now in November. Over the past 5 years of my trading, November has been my most profitable month of trading. This is the time I also made $27,000 last year in the matter of 2 days. I hope you are ready for one of the most active and personally my favorite times of the year. So, right here, guys, November, over the past 5 years of my trading, this has been the most profitable month for me. Last year, I was able to make $27,000 in the matter of 2 days in this month, and there's usually a ton of rips. There's usually a ton of spikes, coming up in November. Usually, we see shippers start moving. We usually see some weird little trend of stocks start running. What do I mean by like a weird little trend? Well, one year it was low float Chinese stocks. One year it was cannabis stocks. One year it was crypto stocks. So like November, we always see some sort of like weird trend near the end of it, where every single day for like a week and a half, if you have a crypto play, it goes on a massive run. If it's a cannabis play, it goes on a massive run. If it was a low float Chinese play, it went on a massive run. November, we always see some sort of weird trend develop, and I'm very curious and very excited to see what's going to be coming on up this year. All right, so we are November 1st, and while, as I say, I do love November, we also need to understand, again, today is a little bit of a tough day because we are on what? A Friday, right? As you guys know, the spiel today is Friday. Fridays are known to be the toughest trading day of the week because of lack of news and lack of traders, which equals lack of volume. If you are going to trade today, you want to do it within the first 2 hours of the stock market being open. You do not want to trade over lunch hours or swing stocks on a Friday, as there is low volume and a lot of uncertainty. There is no afternoon trading commentary on Fridays. So, as you guys know, and as you guys have heard before, imagine there are 100 people in the stock market on Fridays. Well, when people win or lose, they usually wrap up their day, right? If you make big time money on, the play that you want to get involved with at 9:45, you're up $500. You say, all right, awesome. I'll see you guys back here on Monday. If you take a loss, most people say, oh, all right, I'll start back up on Monday, right? So a lot of times volume doesn't sustain throughout the day. Now, are there exceptions? I think like 2 weeks ago, didn't we see a nice, Friday close? It happens every now and then. So it's worth, again, sticking around to see, or at least, popping in and power hour, popping in the afternoon to see if there's anything worth your time. So I wouldn't just say, wrap up and never come back until Monday, but, most likely you want to get your trading done within the first hour and a half or so. Okay. We also see a lack of press releases on Fridays. So a lot of companies don't put out press releases on Fridays. They save them Monday through Thursday. And then from there, we don't have as much volume. Because again, what do we love? We love to see the volume. We love to see hype. We love to see, big time spikes. And how do those big time spikes happen? From news. So lack of news is lack of volume, lack of love in the market, right? It's really going to be those lack of those big time breakouts. So let's make sure we are always, again, watching to see what's going to be coming on up. But at the same time, guys, understand today's Friday. And if you guys are going to trade, you want it done within that first hour and a half. Okay? So I just wanted to make it, very clear, very easy, very blunt. BIMI is hands down the best bet today to receive the mob. I don't want to, confuse anyone or, talk about, all these different plays and everyone be like, I don't really know what's going on. As of now, BIMI is hands down the best bet to receive the mob at the moment. There are some other possible options: MDGS, CHFS, and ELOX. But at the start of today, we're probably going to be watching BIMI. Okay, so at the start of the day, we are going to be watching BIMI, and then we'll see what else possibly could come on up. All right. Usually on Fridays, again, we'll go with our commentary until there's nothing left. Sometimes that's 10 o'clock. Sometimes that's 11 o'clock. Sometimes that's up towards 12 o'clock. We'll go until there's nothing going on. All right. And then from there, there is no afternoon trading commentary on Fridays. But hey, as long as there's volume, I have no problem, and I enjoy, of course, rocking and rolling and having a great time with you right here. So we'll see what's going to be coming. Um, what do we have right here on our market briefing? Well, U.S. stock futures were pointing to a rebound at Friday's open ahead of the government's before the bell release of its monthly employment report. Thursday's losses ended an otherwise positive October, with the S&P 500 and Nasdaq seeing their best monthly gains since June. The Dow lagged an edge higher by just 0.5%. The Labor Department issues its October job report at 8:30, which it already did, of creations of 75,000 positions last month, which would be less than the 136,000 jobs added in September. The unemployment rate for October is seen edging higher to 3.6%, but that would still be near a 50-year low. Now, the good news is we actually beat all this. So again, we have the SPY, which actually just came out with its report at 8:30 a.m. And what we have right here is October job creation comes in with 128,000 jobs, easily topping estimates with GM Auto strike. So non-farm payroll rolls rose by 128,000 in October, exceeding the estimate of 75,000. There were big revisions in the past numbers as well. August's initial 168,000 payrolls addition was revised up to 219,000, while September jumped from 136,000 to 180,000. The unemployment rate ticks slightly higher to 3.6% from 3.5%, still near the lowest in 50 years. The pace of the average hourly earnings picked up a bit, rising 0.1% to year over year of a 3% gain. So that is why if we look over on the SPY, right? So if we take a look over at the SPY right here, SPY, we are opening up back at record highs. Yep. Just because, right now, guys, the SPY, our old record highs is what? 304.50. If we again open up at in 18 minutes at this point, guess what? We're at 304.69, right? So, that's very, great to see. We are going to be opening up at record highs. And that is great for the economy. And as you guys know, TVIX is only going to keep getting lower and lower and lower. So we are seeing TVIX all the way down. You guys can see this on the bottom level too, all the way down towards 873 at this point. So right now, the market's hot. Right now, the market just keeps winning, right? The SPY just keeps on winning. And we are going and we are continually seeing new record highs. We are continuing seeing the market climb. We're continuing seeing the market grow right here. And that's why, right now, we're seeing all these inverse ETFs drop super low, like TVIX. And yes, there is going to be this bargain price here. But right now, again, everything that comes out on the SPY is just, rising it up higher and higher. Brand new record highs. All right. So we will see if we can open up within the next 27 minutes above 304.50, as that would be a brand new record high. You can, again, if you're still interested, TVIX all the way back down towards 875 now, which is, going to be opening up at record lows as well. So this is going to be all the way down towards record lows. But what about the penny stock world? Right? For the penny stock world today, what can you guys be getting yourself involved with? What do you guys think is going to be the best play today? What is there to play today? Well, as I said, guys, I made this very simple, very easy for you, being blunt and open as possible. BIMI. It's hands down the best bet today. Receive the mob. Other possible options are MDGS, CHFS, ELOX. These are all ones that could go on a nice rip and go on a nice run. I know you guys are also looking at FIT. So FIT just, I believe, got unhalted. This stock, yeah, just got unhalted at 912 and just ran on up. So FIT just got unhalted about a minute ago, and that's why this stock is starting to get some nice ripping towards it. If you're saying why is FIT spiking right here, it's getting acquired by Google. So that's why that's getting, some nice momentum. And let me turn off pre-market for a moment. So let me turn right there. So we're all set. And if we look at FIT, this just started shooting straight on up from 650 all the way up to 718. So just got unhalted. And what we see right here is it says FIT is going to be acquired by Google. Okay. So there were rumors again earlier, back on the 28th, right? So back on the 28th, October 28th, it went from $4 and all the way up to $6. And why is that? A press release came out that said Google is looking to acquire Fitbit. And then today, a press release that came out 3 days later or 4 days later and says, hey, we have acquired Fitbit. So that's why FIT is moving right now. So yes, it is one we got to watch. So while I was saying, BIMI, definitely the number one most, I didn't realize, again, this one just came out with a press release at 9 o'clock. So again, this just came out with a press release right at 9 o'clock. That was before I sent out the morning, or that was after I sent out the morning newsletter. So again, that's why this one is so fresh, and that's why this one is not on the morning newsletter, because it just came out with this at 9 o'clock. So FIT, guys, is going to be acquired by Google. You guys may know what Fitbit is. My mom has like a Fitbit. It's what you put around your wrist, and you can track how many miles you walk and all that good stuff. So Google is acquiring them. Whenever Google, of course, acquires something, Facebook acquires something, if Amazon acquires something, this is a huge company, right? This is a huge company. So that's helping, of course, FIT, get this gap up. That's helping FIT go on this nice big rip and run. And it's all the way up at around the 720 mark right now. So how much higher can FIT go? Well, I mean, we'll see how much momentum is going to be staying in on this play, right? We'll see how much momentum is going to be able to stay on it. But if you're like, Deck, is this a low float stock? Can this go on a very big rip and climb? It's not a low float play. I mean, the float is 224 million, but it is being acquired by Google, right? So that's why a lot of people are flying in on this play right now, because it's not a low float stock at all. All right, it's 224 million, but it does have a good press release, and everyone wants to get part of that action. So everyone's, again, just kind of flying in on it. Okay, so yeah, it kind of comes down to that. When you see a well-known blue chip stock purchase, let's say a smaller play, purchase a penny stock, what does that do? That's going to lead to a very nice climb, lead to a very nice rip. That's going to lead to a lot of momentum. So FIT right here, kind of kicking off November 1st with a decent spike. I'm not going to say it's a huge spike, but it's a good solid spike. It went from 637 to 721, about a 90-cent spike so far, and that just came right out of came out with news, came right out of the hole, and boom, went on that nice rip and nice run. So again, that's absolutely awesome. We will be keeping FIT on watch, at the start of the day. What else do we have we need to look at? Well, the other play I was looking at was going to be BIMI, right? BIMI. If we look at this play, what's going on here? See, so we can look at BIMI. What's going on here? This stock came out with the strategic partnership. So it signs a strategic partnership and it has agreements with this new hospital. Okay, why is this so great? Why is this something we want to look at? Well, when we look at our hot PR list, right? So when we look at our hot press release list right here, let me get this a little bit smaller. We are going to have our partnership, right? Partnership's a great keyword, right? Agreement is a great keyword. So we have agreement, we have partnership, and this is going to lead to BIMI getting some good volume. BIMI did go from 460, shot all the way up towards around 630. BIMI went on a bigger spike than FIT, right? So BIMI went on a bigger spike already than FIT, little heads up. So right now, if we have to kind of make this a little bit more clear cut, we do have support down towards around 550, and we have resistance right here upwards around $6. So we have resistance upwards around the $6 mark on the stock, support down towards 550, and we do have a nice credible press release behind it saying that this has a partnership. Now, why else do we want to look at this play? Why is BIMI also a stock that has a lot of potential to go on a nice rip and nice run? Well, this was a supernova 2 weeks ago. Remember, this stock went from 150 and spiked all the way up towards $12. It went on about $11 spike in a day and a half. So BIMI, we know it can spike. We know it can rip. It was a supernova 2 weeks ago. It's fresh in people's heads. So if BIMI, can break $6, that's where this stock is going to definitely try to get a little bit of a push. I would not be shocked if it runs up to $6 and gets held up at $6, but I do think we're going to be at least touching $6 again. I do think it's going to be touching $6. It could look for a possible break of $6, but BIMI, if you're interested, you could look to get in now just for maybe that morning touch of $6 because I definitely think that could happen. All right. So definitely make sure that you guys are looking at BIMI. Definitely one you want to watch. It's a previous supernova. It's a low float stock, 2 million in float. It's a 3 million float, excuse me. It's a stock with a partnership agreement behind it, and it's again the number 2 top gainer in the market. It has had a bigger spike already than FIT, and I know a lot of you guys are looking at FIT, but BIMI is honestly already bigger. Okay. So we have two plays that you guys want to be looking at. FIT, which is slowly starting to slow down a little bit, and BIMI. What about some of these other plays, guys? Like what about CHFS? What about CRC? Are these plays we want to get involved with? Guys, CHFS, you guys may not know, but it's kind of a play that traders kind of keep off limits now. A lot of people don't play CHFS. All right. People used to love CHFS. There was a time like 2 years ago that every single time you saw CHFS come out with a press release, it would spike huge. Like it was just like traders' favorite plays. Where every single time it would, come on out with a press release, everybody would buy it. Every time we saw a CHFS press release, it would go on massive climbs, massive rips, massive spikes. Let me go back to the. It won't let me go back that far right now, but we were seeing huge climbs and huge rips over the past year and a half. Nearly every time I see CHFS come out with the press release, no one has gotten involved with it. No one has touched it. No one's really, played that stock too much. So it's kind of one of these plays that if you're a new trader, you wouldn't really know that. But it's just a little heads up that the majority of the time, traders just don't move into it anymore. Okay, or again, they're going to fade off, very, very quickly. And it's not anything that's, the float's good, right? It usually has some sort of decent press release towards it. It just people just refuse to play it. So it's just one of those weird things that if you are not kind of been in the market for a little bit, you just wouldn't really know that. And you might be really confused on that play. It's just a weird little stock that I'm telling you, a lot of traders do not like to get involved with. I mean, right now CHFS is up. It's 2 million in float. It's up 40%. Right? We can look right here. CHFS. It does have a press release November 1st. Announces sale force regiment to increase focus on surgery and eventual pediatrics. But I'm just telling you, most likely the stock is going to probably drop on down. Hey, I hope it proves me wrong. I hope it proves me wrong. I hope it goes on a nice big spike. I hope it goes on a nice big rip. But you can even see, for the past 6-7 months, it just falls, 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 falls. Right? And CHFS again, it comes out with a lot of press releases. CHFS press release on November 1st, press release on October 29th, press release on October 24th, press release on October 23rd, press release on October 17th. The 15th, look at this, the 10th, the 8th, the 3rd, the 1st, the 24th, the 19th, the 19th, the 17th, the 10th. I mean, it comes out with press releases so much. What do we like to call these plays? We call these plays like the boy who cries wolf, right? It's just like a press release, and a big press release is supposed to be an exciting thing. It's supposed to be an exciting thing, and it's a big press release that goes on these massive supernovas. It's usually from a stock that doesn't come out with press releases often, because that's where traders are like, whoa, if a stock doesn't come out with any press releases, doesn't do anything, and then all of a sudden, comes out with the best press release in the world, people are like, whoa, where did this come from? Boom, I'm going to get involved with it. This is crazy. But in like a play like CHFS that comes out with a press release every 2 days, it's like, all right, what does CHFS has for us today, right? It'd be like that shy kid in class. Yeah, you remember high school, college? There was always like that one kid in class who never talked, never said one word to anyone, never did, never spoke up. And then imagine one day at the talent show, just walks out, and then all of a sudden starts singing, has beautiful pipes, golden pipes given from the angels above, right? You're like, whoa, like where the heck did that come from? That's amazing, right? But if it's like the person that's always singing like every single day, you're like, yeah, this person's all right. I hear it every day, right? So definitely kind of just understand when we see press releases nonstop, it takes away a lot of hype. So that's why I'm not the biggest fan on CHFS, but hey, I'm rooting for it still. If it can catch fire and it go on a nice big rip and run, I'm rooting for it, but a lot of times it does not hold on up. CRC, you're saying, Deck, what's going on over here at CRC? What's going on with this play? This did come out with an earnings report. Okay, so we had CRC. This came out with an earnings report where it says, see, here it is. We have November 1st at 8:27 announces its third quarter earnings, right? So we did have an adjusted margin of 41%. And this is really, if you read through all of this right here, this is going to be just the reason why we are having that little bit of a gap up. We dollars face value of the second lien notes. The start of the second half of the year highlights our continued focus to control what can control, maintaining capital discipline, strengthening our balance sheet, improving our credit position, reducing cost, enhancing margins. So, I mean, CRC, pretty solid right here. Again, CRC, pretty solid, but at the same time, it's about almost 50 million in float. If anything, it's going to be a slow and steady climber. Your main resistance line, again, if you guys are interested on CRC, your main resistance line is until 734. Okay, so your main resistance line is until 734. That's the 13 EMA. So I'd probably wait to see if you could break 734, or what you could do if you really love CRC is buy first and then sell at 734. That's the thing. When you guys see that resistance is coming up, you guys can say to yourself, all right, I can either buy right away for a volume to push to resistance and then sell at resistance, or I can either get in at the break of resistance and look at a breakout from there. So either a lot of times you're either getting in early because you think it's going to get the hype and then sell at resistance because you don't know if it's going to break from there. Or guys, what do? Wait for the break of resistance and then again you look for the breakout. Okay? Those are really, again, some of the top plays I want you guys to focus on. Last one I want you guys to look at is ELOX. Okay? The reason I want you guys to look at ELOX is it did come out with positive results yesterday. Okay? ELOX was the best climber in the afternoon. It was the best climber in the afternoon. Look at this. Right at 3 o'clock, the stock went from 470 and spiked up to 670. It went on a $2 spike yesterday in Power Hour. So ELOX yesterday went on a very nice spike yesterday in Power Hour. My only concern about this play was just yesterday was dead. Yesterday, who here saw a ton of hype yesterday? No one really, right? There wasn't really too much hype. There wasn't too much momentum. Yesterday was a pretty slow day. Yesterday we did not see as much momentum. Yesterday we did not see as much hype. Yesterday we did not see that excitement. Yesterday we did not see all that big shebang that we really loved, right? So we just did not see it, right? And that was kind of the disappointing thing over in basically in yesterday's market. But right here, ELOX was the best climber, and it did come out with positive data, right? It came out with this positive data. It was only on phase one. So phase one, phase two, phase three. Phase one is always the weakest, but it did have positive data, and you could see a pretty nice green candle. So a pretty nice green candle right here. If this stock could ever get back above $6, it's going to start getting momentum back towards it. Okay? So make sure you guys watch that. So again, the stocks I really want you guys focusing on at the bell is going to be BIMI, right? So we're going to go stocks to watch at the bell. Stocks to watch at the bell. We're going to go with BIMI, FIT, right? ELOX, right? And then maybe like CRC. So again, these are kind of stocks that we want to focus on. BIMI, I definitely want to be looking at that play. Definitely, very important to see, if that's going to be able to hold on up. And we'll see what BIMI is going to be able to do. But other than that, keep your eyes on FIT. FIT is going to be number 2, right? So we're going to, watch FIT. I want to see if there's like a point. It says, do I want to see if there's like FIT is getting acquired at a certain price. Okay, look at this, guys. Look at this. So a little heads up for you. It says FIT has entered into an agreement to be acquired by Google for $7.35 per share. Okay, everyone, listen to me again. It's going to be acquired by Google for $7.35 per share. So what does that mean? It means it's not worth anything above $7.35. Okay. So again, it's not this stock most likely is like, Deck, spit it out, buddy. Let's go. It means it's not going to be able to get anything above this. All right. Definitely, very important. Yep, I know. Guys, hey, I'm reading chat. Don't worry. All I'm doing is just reinforcing it. Jeez, guys, coming at me like a pack of hyenas. Okay, I gotcha. Again, just want to reinforce it. All right, let people know. So again, 735 is where the stock is going to be able to get up to. But at the same time, it's been able to get a nice move so far, but only probably has about 10 more cents to it. I'll put it on the bottom level too. Very important. But at the same time, it's only going to probably have about 10 more cents. I know a lot of you guys are jumping out saying, hey, you know what? What about TVIX? TVIX super low. If you're saying, Deck, are you buying right now at this price? I'm not going to buy this. And why am I not buying this just yet? Well, the SPY is still beasting. It's not even slowing down at all yet. SPY, guys, we are live right now in the SPY. The day has started. We're at brand new record highs. Right now, the SPY, we are all the way at brand new record highs. Every single new high of the day today, guys, is going to be what? A brand new record high. So every single time the SPY hits a new high of the day, it is a new record high. There's 305. I put the SPY in the bottom level 2 right now, right? So SPY in the bottom level 2. Mr. Wendell, the markets are open. I see, buddy. New scanners are up. Again, if you guys didn't see, I switched pre-market scanners to we're good. We have our new scanners up. It's 9:30 a.m. Again, I'm watching. We're all set right now, ready to rock and roll. So again, we're seeing what's going to be coming on up today. So far, we did hit a brand new record high on the SPY, and we're going to see if we're going to be able to go any higher than 305. But 305, what a nice little start right there. 305, really good. BIMI, a little bit of this pullback. Again, the day is open. All right, so day is open, back down towards around 550 on BIMI. How's CHFS? CHFS trying to hold on up. We'll see if this can turn into anything. I'm rooting for you, CHFS. I would love for you to get a big time spike because really no one plays that stock anymore. But I hope again CHFS gets that momentum. Right now, FIT, you could see FIT is starting to really just move sideways. Again, FIT really just starting to move sideways. We know, again, that's not going to be going any higher than 735. So that's not going any higher than 735. So is it worth your time? Most likely not. Most likely not. The SPY all the way up towards 305 right now. How's TVIX right here? TVIX down towards around this 870 mark. If I could just get a quick little scalp play in today, I'd be happy. If I could get a nice little quick little scalp play today, I'd be happy with that. Make some nice money, be able to see some nice momentum. Go with CHFS. CHFS, trying to get a little bit of height. Let's put this on the top real quick. CHFS, I'm going to put on the top, and then BIMI is going to be on the bottom. Okay, so BIMI is going on the bottom. And again, the price points. If you're saying, all right, Deck, we have a list of stocks we need to look at, but what are the prices I want to see? Like, what are the main areas? Well, okay, CHFS, break of 150, it could start picking up. Okay, 150 is a nice, strong, natural resistance line. Break of 150, we could see it pick on up. Where would be the ultimate target today? The ultimate target would be the 50-day moving average at 181, 182. Okay, that's the 50-day moving average on CHFS. That's where traders would like to push the stock. Okay, if you guys are interested on BIMI, BIMI is going to have to get above the open, 565. If it gets above 565, we can see MOB push over towards $6. Break of $6 is where we could see that momentum. Okay, FIT, as we already said, isn't going to be going above 735 today. So FIT is not going above 735 today. Most likely that's going to be moving sideways at this point. All right. After that, let's see. Well, again, look at this. Our only top two gainers we have right now is BIMI and CHFS. These are the only top two we currently have at the moment. All right. We also have ELOX. Is that coming up at all? ELOX, break of $6. High alert. Okay. ELOX, break of $6. Keep on high alert. CHFS is fighting. CHFS is at least trying to fight right here. Again, please be smart. Understand market conditions. We are in a Friday. So again, we are in a Friday. We do need to be smart here. See if we're going to get any sort of momentum. I know Rapid. Rapid loves the Fridays. He loves going against the Heat. He's the rare trader. A legend, if you will. So right now, still just kind of looking around. Looking at these penny stocks. CHFS is testing that 150 mark. Again, where would be the ultimate goal for traders if they're interested on CHFS? They're looking for the 50-day moving average, right? So again, traders, if they're looking on CHFS, which right now is the number one top gainer in the market, they're looking for the 50-day moving average. That's their main goal right there. So we're gonna keep that one on watch. CRC, that's again the stock that came out with an earnings report this morning. So again, CRC coming out with its earnings report this morning, and this was again a stock that was gapping up in pre-market, is about 50 million in float. So CRC is going to be a little bit probably on the slower side, but doesn't mean it's not profitable. Doesn't mean it's not profitable. I'll put that on the bottom level too right now, CRC, because again, that one definitely has potential. Right now, 775 is going to be a little bit of resistance. It is starting to break it. So again, let's see if it can hold above it. But right now, again, we got CRC trying to hold on up. We got CHFS trying to hold on up. BIMI starting to fall back on down. All right, so at this time, got a little bit of MDGS. I know a lot of you guys are still looking over on CRC. SCS starting to pop on up. SCS got a quick little spike. So SCS, quick little spike. Let's see if that holds volume. Let's see. Right now, SCS, let's see how much volume's actually in on this play. Starting to pick up a little bit better. We do have about a 20-cent spread, though. We have about a 20-cent spread. 20-cent spread on SCS. So just be careful with that spread. You do not want to market order in and out of that play. So do not market order in and out of SCS if interested. Make sure you guys do limit orders if you guys want that play. Because if you market order, you're going to be up about 15 cents higher than what you want. CRC having a little bit of trouble right now, just consolidating. Again, CRC, you do have support back down towards around 750. You have resistance right now up towards around 790. I'm going to turn off pre-market so you guys can see this a little bit better. Again, you got resistance right here. I'm just going to make it nice and red, very easy. CRC right there. Then you got boom, support right there. Okay. So again, CRC resistance 790, support 750. SCS resistance 750. Possible bull flag setup at this time. Okay, so possible bull flag setup at this time, trying to consolidate from there. After that, MDGS starting to get a little bit of momentum. CHFS is again 155 is going to be the area it needs to stay above. 145 is where the stock has support at. So I'm just trying to put all these support and resistance lines to make it very easy for you to come up with your game plan on what you want to do. 155 is not going to be easy to break. CHFS trying to get a little bit of hype towards it right now. It's a little bit scattered on the fact of like where's that main hype. Look at SCS, guys. Little heads up. Look at SCS's level 2. SES level 2. Again, it's a little bit slow. We'll see if it can pick on up a little bit. We'll see if it can pick on up, but it's a little bit slow right now with a little bit of lack of orders. The reasons why SCS can spike is just because the spread. But look at the spread right now. The bids are at $6.90 now, $7, and ask is at $7.25. I would not again be looking at SCS just because that spread is too big. Look at this. Look at the live stream right now. Boom, drops all the way down to $6.94. Right? Not the safest play. Not the safest play. CHFS, again, main sell target, if you guys are rocking over there, is the 50-day moving average. Main sell target, 50-day moving average over on CHFS. This one's holding its gains so far. Not a massive breakout yet, but I'm proud of little CHFS because no one really likes to play that stock too often. BIMI, what do we got? BIMI, nope, nothing right now. Right now, BIMI, just watching this play. CHFS is slowly trying. And I know you guys are also looking at CRC. So I would say, again, top two stocks. Top two to watch. Probably CHFS, CRC. That's where I would say. Top two to watch is going to be CHFS and CRC. So we're going to see if CRC could possibly ever move back on up and break that resistance, 790, right? And then we're going to have CHFS still trying to break through that 160 mark. We really want CHFS to stay above 155. Okay? So we want CHFS to stay above 155. That shows strength. And then we have CRC right here, which I think has great potential to possibly creep and break on up. If you want to, I would say make this a little bit bigger, and then you can add a trend line. Now, I will give you the heads up. This is not going to hold in the long run. This trend line right here is not going to hold in the long run, but you can use it for now because we do have a good volume. We have good potential. So if you want to, use this as your trend line at the moment. If you guys are interested on CRC, I do like CRC a good amount for that 780 break for a possible run up, even if it could go all the way up to 947. That would be the ultimate goal on this play. But right now, I would, if you are in on the play, I'd probably have trend line as my main game plan. Right? If you don't like the trend line, then just play the channel. If you don't like the trend line, play the channel. But if you do like trend lines, then again, play the trend line. Okay, so it's really up to you. But right now, you can see that's even starting to crack. So that's not even holding up very well right now. Let's see if it can hold that channel at least. CHFS still trying to grind. All right, CHFS at least getting a little bit of some highs, and the 50-day moving average CHFS is going to be where 185. 185 is the 50-day moving average on this play. So this one is still trying to get a little bit of momentum. I'm happy with CHFS on the fact that, at least it's slowly trying to move on up. It's not a huge spiker, but it's slowly moving. Yeah, we got a little power move, a little powering through right here. Really quickly, going through our top gainers. Top gainers, make sure we're not missing anything. Number 1 is CHFS. Number 2, BIMI falling. Don't really need that. SES is really choppy. We got to be careful over there. And then it kind of starts getting a little bit lighter in volume. Right now, CHFS is really the moneymaker. CHFS is the moneymaker right now. A little shocked, but again, awesome. Right now, again, if you guys are still holding CHFS, where are you guys going up to? You guys have 185 right now. If you guys are still holding CHFS, if you're in on CHFS, you have to 185. That's where a large amount of traders are going to lock in something along those lines. CHFS still trying to hold up right now. Now again, 177. Okay, nice little move right here. Nice little move. Go up to 185 CHFS. Get right up there. Anything above 180, if you are in, anything above 180, it would be lock-in time. So anything above 180 would be lock-in time. Yeah, good volume to start this Friday. Good volume to start this Friday. That's nice to see. Right? BIMI, though, is pretty dead. SCS is kind of like a big bull flag pattern. A little bit scary with how big those spreads were. Those were like 25-cent spreads. Right? To be completely honest, CHFS is one of the is probably the main play right now, because after CHFS, it goes to BIMI, which is fading, SCS, which is really risky with the spread, and then things are getting a little bit lighter in volume from there. A little bit of pops, but we're gonna keep everything on watch. Make sure we don't miss anything. I do want to keep little sign note, guys. Don't forget about CRC right now. Do not forget about CRC at this time. If CRC starts breaking 780, you can be seeing all the way up to 815, 820. Okay? So again, if you guys are interested, CRC, do not take that off your watch list yet. That's coming up towards around that 780 mark, and break of 780, we could be seeing a nice move and a nice rip. So heads up for you over there. You have CRC as number one, CHFS as number one, CRC as number two. Right now, CRC guys starting to get a little bit of action. CRC now, again, break of that 780 mark. That's your entry. Break of 780. And let's see if it can, get all the way up towards $8 plus now. All the way up to 787 so far. See if it can hold the 780 mark. Again, testing this top red resistance line. Testing this top red resistance line right now. 780 still holding up as resistance at this moment. So right here, look at this. If we look at this pattern, we have 780 touch, 780 touch, 780 touch, and right now it's fighting 780 once again. We're at 782. Let's see if it can break. You kind of have to say to yourself, all right, 780 right here. Do I want to pull the trigger or not? If you don't want to, if you're not confident, obviously you do not have to. But again, 780 is your break, and there's the 780 break all the way up to $8. So there's a little bit of that break up towards around that $8 mark. We'll see how much more volume this play can bring into it. So we got the nice little pop, nice little 20-cent move. Let's see if the bids can hold above. I'm going to switch this out. I'm going to put CRC up on the top right now. CRC is going on the top. CHFS is going on the bottom. Right? And let's see if, the bids can be able to climb on up, be able to get that nice rip and run. So right now, CRC still, again, looking for this play to see if it's going to be able to break through and actually hold 780. We already broke 780, but we need to hold 780 now. Again, little heads up, guys. Make sure we're keeping those credible alerts. Let's make sure. Again, we're making it nice and easy to read for everyone. Right now, we got 1,000 shares, CRC. I'm not in on 1,000 shares. I'm looking at, Taylor Trader says 1,000 shares in at 778. Is anyone else? If you guys want to look right here, I am not in on this play. $3,000 shares, 49 Bravo. You're about to make some nice money. Good job. Darren K in at 1,500 at 770. There you go. Get an $8 break. Right now, again, the bids just get up to 795. You want to, again, anything above 790, conservative style, lock in something. Conservative, lock in something on a Friday. But let's see if we can break 795 on the bids. Watch this. Bids go 794. Go 795 bids. 798. There you go. Now, we should be seeing more volume start pushing on through. See, watch this. 13K order. 13K order at 795. Should get an $8 break soon. That should be able to push it on up. Come on, let's see. Oh, it's getting cracked, though, a little bit. It was 13K was at 795. He got pushed down to about 6,000. There it is. Knew that was coming. So there it is. There's that break of $8 all the way up to 806. So right there, nice move so far. Again, it's lock-in area. Lock-in area. Lock in something, a quarter. Doesn't have to be everything, but just lock in at least something for good old Uncle Dek. Right? Good old Uncle Dek. Just lock in a little bit of profit. I only say that because $8 is a resistance line. And again, I don't want you to lose your money if it does start coming on down. So again, CRC is a bigger float stock, which is why it's taking more time. but at the same time, the stock is moving on up in kind of a slow and steady manner. Right now, $8 resistance. We did break it for a moment, got up towards around 808, 809. Right now is the pullback because $8 is going to have a little bit of trouble. So again, this is why we always lock in a little bit high. Always lock in a little bit something when we're up high because we are having a little bit of a pullback right now. So $8, glad we were able to see it and be able to break it. CHFS, how's that doing right now? CHFS trying to U-shape on around. Again, guys, little heads up. I want to make sure our chat room is clean and credible. We do not want it looking like stock twits. We want to make sure we have a ticker, a beneficial alert. We want to make sure, again, it's helping out everyone. So again, make sure you guys are being credible. Make sure you guys are keeping it clean and following correct format. At the same time, love having fun. At the same time, loving, of course, traders making money and all that great stuff. We just, again, don't want to get it too messy. Keep it nice and clean. Right now, CHFS, little side note, if you guys are forgetting, where's our ultimate sell target? Right there. Ultimate sell target on CHFS is 185. So right now, if you guys are coming up to CHFS, let's put that on the top level 2 for a moment. Top level 2, we're at 177 right now. You guys have about 10 more cents until we hit that 50-day moving average, and that 50-day moving average is going to be a very tough area. Okay? So that 50-day moving average is going to be a very tough area. Let's see if it's going to be able to hold. Pretty solid volume for a Friday. We're already 20 minutes in. This Friday morning is flying by. We'll see if it's going to be able to hold on up and how long it's going to be able to hold up for. But not too shabby for a Friday. I definitely enjoyed this so far. Right now, here's CHFS, guys, 183. CHFS just hit 183, high of the day. 185 is going to be, again, the top resistance line. So let's see if it's going to actually be able to hit 185, or is 183 going to be it? Let's see if 185 is going to be the top, or is 183 going to be it? Right now, the bids are still trying to get above 180. They're currently at 180 right now. Look at the top level, too. And again, this is very simple that we know we're going to have some resistance because of this blue line. Because of this blue line. So right now, we put it right here. Let's just watch these bids. Watch the bids fight the ask right now. And that's all you have to do. Again, the level 2 is the most important thing, right? The level 2 right now, or in stock trading in general, is the most important thing to watch. We did hit 183, which is obviously extremely close to 185. So I want to see if we're going to be able to test it or if we're going to get our drop off from here. Because if a high of the day is 183 and the 50-day moving average is 185, that's pretty acceptable on the fact that, it basically ran up to that 50-day moving average. But other than that, right now CHFS is still trying to, hold on up, and we still have buyers. Where we have strength is where the bids are above 180. That's where our strength is. Right now is where we have strength. Where the bids are currently at 180. Anything below 180, like 179, again, that shows a little bit of weakness. Once the bids are above 180, this is where we have the most buyers. Look at 183. Let's see. 183 so far. Push to 184. Still 183. Bids need to move on up here. There's a little bit of a gap, but 183 asked. Yep, the bids have to take advantage of 182. And 182s are starting to stack a little bit. Yeah, 182s are stacking. So again, that showed again a little bit of a power basically towards the ask that they were stacking a little bit. If you guys want to, you guys can do a trend line over towards this play. We can have a trend line on CHFS. It's not it's not going to be holding up throughout the whole entire day, but this is the current trend I see, right? So again, we do have a little bit of a bounce right here, a little bit of a bounce right here. Usually you just need, again, 1 or 2 higher lows to be able to form some sort of trend. Right now, again, our top resistance, 185. We just came up to 183 twice so far. Right now, we also have CRC. Little side note, just looked over at chat. You guys again looking at CRC. Nice move. Let's see. This is all the way up towards around this 820-ish mark. All right, got up towards around 820 so far. So CRC, what can we do on this play as well? Again, great thing I'm seeing is a nice uptrend play. Look at that. Can we see the uptrend without even putting it on? Can you guys see the uptrend without even putting it on right now? You guys should be able to, right? So again, we have an uptrend. We can just turn it, right to around that 45-degree angle, and then we can adjust. So we just slide it right on up, connect the bottoms, and then we can go ahead. And now this right here is a very nice uptrend play right there. So very nice uptrend play. We'll just change this color so you guys can see it a little bit better. Put it in that dark blue. Boom. And then again, we have a very nice uptrend. So when I say, sometimes I type out, guys, hey, the uptrend is your game plan. And what do I mean by that? When I say uptrend is your game plan, what do I mean by that? Well, it means if you're in on this play, trend line is going to be your stop loss at $8. You're good to hold as long as the trend line holds. But understand at certain resistance lines at 825, at 850, at 875 to lock in something. So lock in something every 25 cents like you would on any other play, right? And then from there, have a stop loss at the trend line or right below the trend line. If you're interested on getting into a play, you are going to look to get on a bounce play off the trend line, but still have a stop loss right underneath it. So trend line is usually entry at trend line, stop loss right underneath trend line, lock in profits on the pops or at the crack of the trend line, right? So, whenever I say that, trend line's your game plan. That's the line. Anything on the top is bullish. Anything below it is bearish. If the stock goes below the trend line, you're going to see a pullback. If the stock can hold above it, you're good to hold. Stop loss is right next to the trend line or right underneath it. You can look to enter right on the trend line. Do not enter at pops or these highs because you always gravitate back down to the trend line. So right now, this is a nice trend line. This is a good one. You know how like before I was like, CHS, decent trend line. Like right here, this has a decent trend line at best. Well, let's see if this is going to be able to hold on up. So right now, again, people notice it bounced right off the trend line. So people look for entries right here. But where are all, again, the sharks? Where are all the shorters? Right? All the sharks are, all the shorters are right here. Right? So all the sharks, all the shorters are right here, just swimming in this ocean, waiting to, again, short you right back on down. So the moment that this cracks is the moment it dumps on off. I think of it as in a very, silly way. I think of it, imagine this is like the shelf of the ocean, right? And then all the penguins, all the seals, whatever, they can have a great time and swim in the shallow end. But the moment they go into the deep end, that's when the sharks come on in and the water gets awfully red. So right now, again, they're in the shallow end. They're happy, they're having fun, they're having a great time. But the moment you go in the red is the moment that you start seeing the water get awfully red. Okay, the moment you go off that end right there, CRC right here is again, starting to test that trend line. We don't want to go into shark territory. Again, good job, Rapid. Good job, everyone over on CRC. So again, great work to get today so far, team. Overall, good job on CHFS. Good job on CRC. Both these plays, top two we've been talking about. We were looking at BIMI at the start of the day. BIMI couldn't hold its gains. So BIMI couldn't hold its gains. Really, after the first 2 minutes of the day, we stopped looking at BIMI. CHFS is currently testing trend line right here. CRC is right at the trend line. CRC is right at the trend line, and it's right at $8. $8 is where people are trying to get a little bounce play, right? So we have $8 support at $8 trend line, and again, $8 is old resistance. Benjamin, I personally don't use them. I can look more into them. That's no problem. I can definitely look more into them. But, right now I don't really use them too much. So right here, I want to make sure everyone understands why CRC has a little bit of this green candle. Why do we have a little bit of this green candle at CRC? Bouncing off the trend line. $8 is natural support. And also, we got rejected at $8, so old resistance holds up as new support. $8 is a really strong support area where, again, a lot of people are trying to buy off this mark. If it cracks $8, we may see a little bit of a sell-off if we go into the red. So if we crack $8, we may see the sharks move in a little bit. All right, right now it's just riding that trend line for a moment, but we don't want to be going to the red side. We want $8 to hold up because underneath $8 is where a lot of people are probably going to have stop losses. CHFS, CHFS, sharks are starting to take over, right? So right here, CHFS, short stop losses are getting hit, shorters are jumping in. Notice right here, what's happening? Sharks are taking over a little bit. Crack to the trend lines where you're always going to see some sort of red. Doesn't mean you're going to dump on off. There's different effects, but you're going to see some sort of red on these cracks at trend lines, and that's why I always want you guys to be careful on it. Sometimes we see, maybe a minuscule or a slower fall right there, right? Maybe we could see something a little bit more slower and lighter, right? Or again, sometimes we see something more dramatic, right? Sometimes we see something more dramatic like this, but it's all from trend lines, and trend lines are so easy to play. But regardless, you usually do have these little bit of pullbacks right here. Okay. Right now, CRC best play has been a $8 bounce. $8 bounce recently. BMI is gonna have to break through 550 before it gets that action. Okay? 550 before it gets that action. Right now, trying to U-shape a little bit. CTRM. CTRM trying to slightly move on up. CRC, guys, let's just notice this for a second. CRC trying to hold $8. Trend line's getting a little bit iffy right here. Again, if it cracks $8, watch for maybe a pullback. Pullback, I would say maybe down towards around like 785-ish. Maybe a little bit of like a 15-cent, crack. Watch this. So we're gonna put this on the top level too. Put this on the top level too. Let's see if the sharks move in. Woo! Right down to 786. Look at that. Did I not call that or what? Right down to 786. Just like that. You know why? Daddy shark, 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 do do do, daddy shark, do 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 do, daddy shark. So right there, that is why again, that is why we start getting those drops. So very simple stuff that you guys can see. It's not worth the bag hold, right? So it's not worth the bag hold to just, be like, all right, please CRC, if I'm in on this play, please come on up for me. Hold it. It's like, hey, once it cracks the trend line, you're gonna see like a 15-cent crack, and it's like, why give yourself that anxiety, right? It was able to pop back on up, but there's no guarantees in the stock market. So try to pop back on up a little bit. We'll see if it's going to be able to get back on up. But right now, still on the bearish side of the trend line. And sometimes, as I told you, things can even be a little delayed, right? When you look at this, it broke the trend line, try to hold on up, got a little fall, then kind of dumped on off. Some of these trend line cracks, they don't do it immediately. They try to consolidate and then dump on off. Let's see. CHFS. Ooh, CHFS. 50-day moving average. Here you are on CHFS, 50-day moving average. U-shaped, broke back above the trend line to try to get a little bit of a pop. So U-shaped try to break back above the trend line to get a little bit of pop on CHFS. Yep, little bit of a U-shaped breakout pattern right there. We do know on CHFS 184, or excuse me, CHFS right here, 186 is the 50-day moving average. Let's see if we can break it. I would love to see break it, but at the same time, guys, look at this. It ran up to 183, fell, hit 187, fell, or 189, starting to come back on down. Let's see if it could get above that 186 mark. But we already know. Just take this for future reference on how tough it is to really get above this mark, right? How tough it is to really get above that area. How high's the SPY? Slee, I see you, buddy. I know, Slee right now is talking about the SPY just not stopping. Oh my goodness, the SPY is not stopping. The SPY is beasting right now. All right, so we are almost all the way up at 306 right now over on the SPY. Everyone even notice that? SPY, we're almost all the way up at 306 right now. How low is TVIX going? Woo, 850 on TVIX right now. 850. So this is why, if you guys are like, Deck, are you buying TVIX? I mean, the SPY is just nonstop right now. So right now, it's not even worth getting in on TVIX at this moment because the SPY just has so much momentum. So much momentum. Also, a little side note, thank you for everyone, of course. For yesterday, joining us for Halloween, a lot of people. Sale is now over. That sale is now done. So again, people who took advantage of it, great job. And we'll probably do something maybe closer down the line to Christmas maybe. But yeah, again, people who took advantage of that ultimate trading course, great work. And if you need anything at all, always send me a message. I'll always again make you a top priority, making sure you get everything that you need. Right now, CHFS still trying to fight. So if we go again, I just want to type out a little watch list for you. Stocks to watch. Stocks to watch. We have CHFS, fighting to stay above its 50-day moving average of 186. If it can break, $2 is the next resistance line. So if it can stay above this area, if it can break it, $2 is that next resistance line. Okay? CRC, $8 support. Whenever it falls below $8 is when we see stop losses hit, and that is when we also see the stock look more bearish. So we always want to stay above $8. Okay, we always want to stay above $8. CEI, this is kind of getting a little bit of a random move on up. Yeah, we don't need CEI. This thing has been dumping. Nothing right there in CEI. We also have, of course, the SPY. SPY hitting new record highs. SPY, new record highs. The SPY with some new record highs right there. It's really, again, that's really what we've been focusing on. CHFS, CRC, SPY. Where it should be all good. All right, so again, it's kind of those top three, right? It's those top three. I know you guys have been looking a little bit more towards, X as a short. Again, Moscani, I don't really watch gold too much, to be honest. But right now, gold trust is currently at 142.40. But again, I really don't study gold too much. Gold, silver, I don't really look into it, too much. If you want to, I would say the best thing to do is go over to cnbc.com. Go to, where is it? There's just for investing. You can go ahead and look at different. They usually have different sections. I haven't looked over at this part, but you can just look into the gold sector. But right now, again, gold's holding up. It's kind of just moving sideways right now. Thank you, Scooter Pie. Saying Moscani, check out ketoco.com. That's what Scooter Pie looked at. Roberg goes, hey, just a reminder for TVIX holder, the fourth quarter market all-time highs equals profit takers at the end of the year. Definitely, I can understand your thought process behind that. The big thing again last year was like the SPY. We're having a nice break right here. We're having a nice move, absolutely. Last year when we looked at the SPY, if we go to, this is where we had the big dump off. We actually started in October though. We had it started in October and we had the big dump off. Boom. all the way back down towards around that 230-ish mark. So, the SPY went from 293, fell all the way down to 230. So that was a very strong area when the SPY started cracking. About 40 minutes in so far. Good job. Good job. Just kind of looking around, seeing what we have. All right. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Be more than happy to help you guys out. I'm going to switch back over to CHFS. CHFS, as you can see, this blue line right here represents the 50-day moving average. So this blue line, or actually, I'm going to make it, of course, like this red line. And then I'm even going to type up right here, markup, text. I just want to let you guys know that this is 50-day moving average resistance. So that right there is the 50-day moving average. So I just want to again put that right on the live stream just so you guys can see it. 50-day moving average resistance, and that's why that's having so much trouble to try to get it. Now, what are we forming? Can anyone see kind of something that we are starting to form on CHFS? Anyone see what I'm seeing a little bit? And it's not, 100% clear cut, but if you have the same idea I have, I would say we have a little bit of an ascending triangle pattern. I would say we have a little bit of an ascending triangle pattern right here. If you say bull flag, I can understand that, right? We have a triangle pattern, so bull flag, I mean, you still have the right idea with the squeeze. But look at this. We have established 50-day moving average resistance. We come back down, we build a higher low. We establish resistance. We come back down and hit a low. We establish resistance. We come back down and hit a higher low. So right now, does that picture right there, does that not look like something along the lines of, let me see, like right here, right? Are those two not similarities? Are we not getting any, is that not, pretty similar? Right here. Are these two pictures not, pretty similar? So right here, we are having a little bit of an ascending triangle pattern over on CHFS. And if it can break through 190 on CHFS, we may be able to get a nice pop. So if it can break through 190 on CHFS, you may be able to get a nice pop, a nice little move on up right there. Again, make sure you guys are staying credible with your alerts. So just put in. We always want to make sure. Don't want to say, of course, it's you guys know who you are. If you guys again, put something that may get deleted, just say to yourself, hey, you know what? What can I do to make it a little bit more credible? So CHFS right here, guys. Still trying to get a little bit of momentum. I know you guys are looking over on CEI, but this is again purely just a pump. Now, hey, maybe the pump can work, I guess. But there is no reason on CEI. I mean, CEI's chart is pretty ugly. And why do I say that? I mean, this stock has just been, look at this, falling and falling and falling and falling and falling and falling and falling. So right now, this is nothing more than a pump. All right? Think about how pump and dumps work. If you guys don't know how pump and dumps work, this is an easy way to kind of turn you off from getting in on a pump and dump. All right, so let's say the people who all bought CEI right now, okay, the people who all bought CEI, they bought, again, the stock went from what? Stock goes, this is how pump and dump works. Shoots on up, comes back on down, right? So the people, again, who bought CEI, they bought CEI from here to here, right? That put CEI on the high of the day momentum scanner. So again, there's these evil little men, maybe women as well, right? Having a good time, pumping the stock on up. Now, traders that are maybe new to the market see that it's on the high of the day momentum scanner, and they say, oh, wow, we're going to be getting a very nice spike right here. I can't wait to get in on it. So people, maybe even me or you, possible new traders, they start buying from here to here. And they're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to nail this. This is going to be awesome, right? But these guys down here now see that the stock is up because they pumped it on up. So they lock in their profits from here to here. And they start crossing over, right? With, again, all the people buying it. And now they are the ones making all the money. And now, again, what are you starting to do now? You are the one that is now dumping it off all the way down here. And now, again, you're selling it down here. So these guys, of course, right, went from down here to all the way up here, while you or myself buying up these highs go from here to really just down here. That's how a pump and dump scheme works. Look away from the screen and then look back to the screen. I know it looks like chaos, but since, again, I kind of walked you through it step by step, you kind of understand it a lot better now, right? So it's an easy way to kind of, this is what I think about when I'm getting like turned off on or when I'm saying, oh, you know what, maybe I should get on, CEI. And guys, look at this. Look at the picture now. Look at the picture here, and now look at the stock above. All right, here we go. And what's happening right now? Oh my gosh, guys, it's so easy on the fact that it's just manipulation. Where we have the fact that the blue line right here, everyone shoots it on up. Now again, all the people that started at the bottom, they say, okay, I'm up, I'm good, I'm gonna take in my profits. And now CEI is just starting to come back on down. I mean, it's just manipulation at its finest, right? It's a Friday, it's a low float day. It's just manipulation on why these just come right back on down. And the thing is, you're going to see it. You're going to see this in the penny stock world, right? It's going to happen, and it's never going to change. This is always going to happen. But the thing is, you just need to learn to avoid those type of plays. You just need to learn to avoid those type of stocks, right? And the number one reason why like pump and dumps are so bad is because people lose on them because they realize they're not in on them. Like if you see that CEI is moving on up and you say to yourself, hey guys, I see a whole bunch of people just kind of pumping up CEI on stock Twitter, or there's a group of traders I know that they're all buying CEI right now. Well, what can you do? Yeah, you could buy in on CEI, but the moment you see red, then get out. Okay, because the moment you see red is when the stock can start dropping on off. So that's when you should get out. What you should never do is hold for a pullback, because there may not be a pullback. It may just be a huge dump. Okay, so if you want to hop in on a pump and dump, that's fine as long as you know it's a pump and dump, and just don't hold when it starts coming back on down. The reason so many people lose on pump and dumps is because how many people have been on a stock and have pullback, and you say, okay, I'll give it a little bit more time. And then what happens? It just keeps falling and falling and falling. Pump and dumps don't come back on up, right? So, right now CEI is starting to get that little dump phase. Crack of $3, it's going to get really ugly. If it gets enough momentum towards it, that's when it could start moving back on up. And if it could ever U-shape, all right, hypothetically, if it could ever U-shape all the way back on up, that would be a sign of strength. Okay? So in the penny stock world, do we see a lot of pump and dumps? Yes. But sometimes these pump and dumps do try to hold on up. And if they can start forming some sort of pattern, that does give them some sort of strength behind it. Okay? Just a little heads up. So if we ever saw CEI hold $3, U-shape back up to 328, form some sort of ascending triangle pattern. Is that any longer a pump and dump? I mean, it started with maybe a pump and dump, but at the same time, so many buyers came in on it, it does give it a little bit more credibility. So we will still keep CEI on watch, but just kind of give a heads up and notice how perfectly, basically, my diagram worked out to what just happened. Right? Guys, CHFS starting to get a little archy right here. Look at, we just cracked the trend line. We just cracked the trend line at the moment. And we know this is where it starts getting a little bit more towards the red side. CRC is also right below $8. Trend line's not really in effect anymore. This is more, again, just having $8 resistance. It's more of CHFS right here, which is trying to hold on up. So a little heads up for you guys. Right now, CHFS is bearish underneath not only the 50-day moving average, but also underneath the trend line. I personally would not touch CHFS until it gets back above not only the 50-day moving average, but back above the trend line as well. Okay? Because if you're like, oh, Deck, I'm going to buy at the break of the 50-day moving average again. Well, again, you just fell underneath the trend line, so that's going to hold up as a resistance line. Okay? For CEI, again, we know that's a little bit more towards the pumpy dumpy side. Be careful there. And then last but not least, over on CRC, I would have to wait until that gets back above $8. Okay? So we need to see CRC above $8. We need to be able to see CHFS get back above the 50-day moving average, and we need to be able to see CEI hold up in U-shape to confirm that it's not just a random little pump and dump right now. We're almost about an hour into the market. And if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know.